be humble and try to be patient. Look at my hunger, it's hard to be gracious. Look at these numbers, they calling them wages. I'm in the clouds, I'm in a spaceship. Up in the air, up in the skies. Love with her hips and I'm loving her thighs. Try not to stare, look at her eyes. Loving her lips when she telling me lies.
All right, here we go. Nah, it's doing it.
All right.
No doubt, no doubt. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Kizza Podcast Show. We got Maricela in the house. It's your boy Kizza. And then, we got a special guest in. He's from Detroit.
Yeah.
His name is Ali Cashius Jr.
Hey,
he's a hip-hop artist.
Yes,
he's
sir.
an entertainer. And, he's made some really great music with some really great people as well.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, my man.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Appreciate both of y'all for having me. Maricela's my homegirl, so I was, I really appreciate the invite and like also appreciate talking to you, and we got a lot in common, so it's always good to connect and build with people that's on a similar path. So appreciate y'all.
Yeah, no doubt. All right. We'll get right into it. So we'll get right into your background and, if you got stories from Detroit, anything you can talk about, anything like that too as well.
For sure. So y'all don't know, my name is Ali Cashius Jr. I am a Puerto Rican Yemeni hip hop artist. So yeah, it's just sounds crazy. Let me say that again. So I'm Puerto Rican and Yemeni. So you know what I'm saying? I'm a mutt. You know what I mean? But it's crazy. It's made my journey in the music industry a lot harder, or just more different, or whatever. I don't even know how to explain it. So yeah. I mean, I'm a artist. I got a lot of projects floating around right now. I just dropped a song called Moonlight with a rapper named Flaco Nunez from Cuba. So there's this group in Cuba called Orishas. So I don't know if y'all know who Orishas is. Shout out to Flaco. But so yeah, he was part of that group, and I was like, man, I'm gonna try to get a verse from this dude. And then I hit him up, and it was just that easy. Like,
sick.
Yeah, like it was. He didn't. Yeah, it was a dope process, man. And so that song's called Moonlight. That's out right now. It's Spanglish. And then if you go on my catalog, you'll see I have another song that's doing real good too. There's a song with Futuristic out here from I think he's in Tempe, but Futuristic's dope. So the song I did with him is called Hello, and that song, like, the numbers are crazy. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't even expecting it. Like sometimes I'm not pushing it like that. And then, I don't know if it's the producer. It's a big producer in Germany, I think. Is he from Germany or England? But yeah, and then I got a song called No Justice, No Peace with Joel Ortiz. And that song got me banned from social media for like over a year.
Whoa, hold on. You can't move on before that. How in the hell did that happen? Come on, man.
Just listen to the title, bro.
Okay. And I listened to the song, man. I'm like, that's a dope song. Why they banning you? Is it like some DEI bullshit or something like that, or what's going on?
It's
like,
basically like so you got to be real careful on social media for artists. So like I try to watch what I say a little bit, you know what I mean?
But,
yeah. Like, so basically, like, if you kind of disrupt the machine, so to speak, like, they're gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things, like, as an artist, or like, let's just say for yourself as a woman, you can, get half naked and twerk, and they're not gonna bother you. You know what I mean? But if you like speak about your culture and your heritage, or you speak up for your people that are being violated, they're going to snatch you up and just ban your account. So you got to be real careful, like how you speak, you know what I mean? Like, so even like for me, I try to do it through my music. I try to make music that has a message that speaks to people. And even with that, you still got to be hella careful, bro. Cause like I said, I wasn't allowed to promote. So I had spent like a grip, because I got Joel Ortiz on there, so I had to pay him to hop on the song with me.
Right.
And then I started paying Instagram to promote it, to push it out to, other states and stuff like that. And then that's when they flagged it. So I had all that money sitting into that song, and I couldn't even push it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, that's trash, man.
Yeah.
Straight up. Yeah. What was that like? Collaborating with Joel Ortiz, like what was that like for you? Experience
it's so like if you're the thing like in the music industry is that and I'm kind of learning this as I go, but the higher you go up the ladder, the more professional, the less personal it is. You know what I mean? Like, so me and you were chopping it up earlier, right? If we wanted to go to the studio, we would hang out, maybe get a drink. You want a drink? Baby? Whatever, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever. We'll go, and then we'll go to the studio and lay it out. But if you want to do a song with somebody that's big, you got to email them or their manager. Yeah. And then negotiate. So the first couple emails is just going to be like, how much? And then they're going to tell you some absurd number, and you're going to be like, you got to give them some kind of counter. You know what I mean? They're not going to let you shortchange them or lowball somebody like that. But you just kind of got to negotiate, go back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll probably send you some kind of contract. So like, I don't usually do contracts with that because the email is like a contract. But for Futuristic, I had to upload a contract because my distributors won't like take my word for it. So I use United Masters, and then I was using CD Baby. They're almost like a record label for independent artists, where it's how we get our music on like Spotify and stuff like that.
Right.
So I had to give a contract to them, but there's really no personal interaction. It's just like, yo, send me the money, send me your beat, and then okay, here's your beat, here's your verse, here's the files. Take it to the engineer and
do what you do with it.
Yeah. I know that's disappointing as fuck, right? Can I cuss?
Yeah, of course, man. You're fine. Yeah, man. Be comfortable, man. Cool. You're fine, bro. Yeah, be comfortable.
Like,
absolutely.
It's definitely not what you think. Like, people are like, oh, bro, y'all was like in the studio and shit. Like, nah, bro.
Mm-mm.
But I did tell Joel like to send me a clip of him in the studio, and so I posted that shit too. So y'all go follow me on Instagram, Ali Cashius Jr.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
So is that for all your social media accounts?
Yeah, okay. Everything. It's just Ali, Ali, Cashius, Cashius, Jr. And it's the same. Apple, Spotify, iTunes. That's another thing too. Yep,
YouTube.
Yeah. Are you on Vivo?
Vivo yet? Have you do videos?
Music videos?
Yeah, but I just go through YouTube. And then honestly, like YouTube is really good for your music videos, but not really for rappers like me. If you're an independent artist, like really like Instagram, TikTok is way better than YouTube. Unless like now, if I was like doing vlogs and stuff, then it would be a little better. You know what I mean? So
is vlogs? That was a question someone posed to me. Is vlogs still popular? Like really popular now?
Yeah, I think it's like the niche you're in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay,
I think Mighty Sellout would do real good with something like a vlog. Like, she follow you around to do your makeup and hair, and go to an audition. Like for dudes like us, like they just like you know what I mean? They don't want to like follow us. They just like, bro, that's
get ready with me.
Yeah,
right.
That's why we always got girls in the video. Because people ain't gonna watch. They're like, oh, it's just this motherfucker. Like,
yeah.
Hold on, you thought it was just
it's like
me?
a must for.
And then that's the cute. Come on, girl, get over here. Just pop that ass. Like,
right.
Bikinis everywhere.
Yes. Hey, sex sells big time. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man.
Right. He's like, I don't know.
That's probably why I'm still independent, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Like what for you, like, because a lot of people like to hear these stories, independent versus, going to a label. Like, what made it, like, for you to, like, just say, hey, you know what? I don't think I want to sign with a label,
Well, I think that it's just, you don't know. Like ignorance is bliss. Like you just don't know. Like, you think that, you want to be signed and, I don't know, bro. Like I was shooting a video with one of my friends from back home. They had all came and met me in Vegas, and it was like raining, and it was like we had to like, and my car was so fucking raggedy, like it like stalled on me like 2-3 times, like in the desert, And so like finally I made it to the strip, and then my homeboy pulled out, like didn't want to pull out his camera because it started raining. And then my other homeboy was like, fuck, bro, like give me a break. And I'm just like, nah, bro, this is beautiful. Like, you know, the fun is in the journey.
Right.
I feel like once you get to that level where you can't enjoy like you're just being able to do regular stuff, then it ain't no fun. So
right.
You know what I'm saying? And then like, bro, if you follow an artist, you know, you see them living a lifestyle, and for independent artists, like we don't have the money to live that lifestyle, right? So so like my ass is at work half the time, you know what I mean? Because studio time, all that shit, like you got to pay for it, bro.
Yeah, it costs money.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like you got to have multiple hustles. Like you said, you was doing Uber. Yeah, right. I'm right there with you. I do Uber. I do some coaching. I do everything, man. Like, so that's the thing. So I do want to like eventually either have my following big enough to where I don't have to work, which, you know, I can do that independently or with a label, either way. But as long as like if I can quit working and then just live off of music, then I can, you know, that'll be the goal. And that's the difference though between being independent and signed. Like if you're signed, you know, you can still have like little investments and you can make money on the side.
Right.
But if you're independent, like, bro, you go ahead and tell your landlord, oh yeah, you know, I got this song coming out next month.
Right.
I'll give you I'll put you on for some publishing. You'll be like, what? Hell no.
No, that's sick. That's sick.
Bills don't wait.
Yeah, your bills don't give a shit.
Absolutely. Marcel, you got questions for him?
Well, I wanted to come back to the Gemini because I don't. For us that don't know what that means, could you explain what? Oh,
yeah. So like basically, like my mom's from San Juan, Puerto Rico, and then like for, you know, just for like you guys, those of you that don't know, San Juan, well, Puerto Rico's big as fuck. I used to live out there, and that's like my man. We'll be here all day on some Puerto Rico stuff. So my mom is, you know, I don't know if you want to call my mom an immigrant. Technically, she has citizenship, but when you're in Puerto Rico, you can't vote. You don't have no rights. Like, whoa, you don't have those kind of rights. You know what I mean? Like, so my mom's from there. She came to Detroit, moved to the projects, and then my father, that's why my name's Ali. I'm a junior. So my father's from Yemen. And I know you said it wrong, but it's okay.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I think I was like, wait, did I just say like the
horoscope sign? Yeah, I was wondering too. Gemini. I was
bad.
like,
it's okay because like if you like ask somebody if they're from Yemen, they'll tell you they're Yemeni. That's why you say, because Gemini, Yemeni. Yeah, and then in Spanish, like Y and a G. It's like the same. You know, so I got you. But yeah, so
I was like, we got Geminis up here, man. Let me get out of here. Ah! I'm messing around. Right?
Yeah, so my pops is from Yemen, and so basically Yemen back when my father was young was a British colony. So like the British had colonies, like so Puerto Rico was a Spanish colony at one point. They were being like, you know, and then we kicked them out, and then America came and did the same shit. So basically, you know, it's a colony. Like Puerto Rico's you know,
it was colonized.
Yeah, it was colonized by America or U.S. And then so Yemen was a British colony. So Yemen, Sudan, that's how you had like the apartheid and all that. You know what I mean? It's all It's all the same people. So my pops learned how to speak English from like British people, you know, from England, and you know, he thought James Bond was that guy. You know what I'm saying? Because like that's how he learned. He had a little bit of an English accent too, and so basically he made his way from Yemen to a couple of different stops. Went to London, and then from London to New York. And you know, like back in like the 60s, 70s, you can come here, just find an American woman and get married. You know what I'm saying? Have kids, and you can get your. It was way more simpler than it is now.
Right.
So yeah, and then basically my pops, my mom was a waitress. My mom was a little Puerto Rican baddie, you know what I'm saying? She's like, papi, ¿qué tú quieres? You want the coffee? You know what I'm saying? And my pops, he was with the Arabic accent. He's like, yes, give me the coffee. Please give me the coffee. Yeah, it's very good. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? And then she's like, ay, papi, tranquilo. You know what I'm saying? and then bam, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Major boy. So yeah, like my background is crazy. And then being raised in Detroit just even makes it even more wild because, you know, like Detroit is pretty much like all black. And I'm from Southwest Detroit, which is like a mixture of, you know, it's black, Puerto Rican, Cuban, Mexican. So Southwest is dope. It's kind of like the way Compton is, or, you know, something like that.
Are you from like the 8 Mile, 7 Mile?
No.
Okay.
So I'm from McGraw Ave, Southwest. Like basically I grew up on McGraw. Like I lived on like every street. Yeah, bro, it's wild.
Detroit is wild. It's that kind of culture.
Yeah. So you know, you have your culture, whatever that is, right? So for me, Puerto Rican, Yemen, whatever. And then you have where you're from. So we get our culture from our city. You know what I'm saying? So it's Detroit. I'm Puerto Rican. Excuse me. Ooh, sorry. So yeah, I'm Puerto Rican and Yemeni, but I'm from Detroit. So, and I'm saying to you like that because, you know, like you would think like, okay, so you're a Puerto Rican rapper, you're supposed to be this way, but for a lot of people, and I would, you know, I can't speak for everybody, but I just, you know, say for myself, like, when you know, you're getting acclimated to your environment, right? You basically just kind of soak it all in. So everybody that's from Detroit kind of got their own little vibe, their own wave. And then, you know, for myself, like I said, I am a Puerto Rican, Yemeni rapper, but I'm a Detroit rapper. And if you come from the city, then you have to I'm not going to just say like, oh, I'm a Puerto Rican rapper. Like, no, I'm from Detroit. So that means that my background, my culture is basically from black people, like black Americans, you know what I'm saying? So I'm Caribbean, right? And Yemen. So yeah, I have African in me, but like African American, like our culture, like we basically, you know what I'm saying? Like we're picking up and learning everything, you know what I'm saying? So we're assimilating, you know, because like my grandma, she didn't speak no English.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So if I would have been raised in the house, I would just be, you know, walk around, oh yeah, papi, you know what I'm saying? But nah, bro, it's not like that. You outside, you in the trenches. So
exactly,
you're soaking up game. So, you know, you gotta like pay homage to where you're from. So that's why I always Detroit this, Detroit that, because, you know, that's where that's where I got my swag, my game from.
That's where you was grounded, man.
Yeah, my roots. So yeah.
Fly high to knee high, that's what they say, you know. Like who were your favorite artists growing up from Detroit? Like your top three, maybe top three.
So I guess like I'm weird like that. Like I part of my childhood I spent in a lot of is Puerto Rico. So like when I was younger, I was getting into rap, and then I was listening to what was that shit? Remember that? Whoop, I used to listen to like
95 South, those kind of things. Like, yeah.
Detroit like is like real big on house music and shit. Like, let me see your footwork. You know
69
like,
Boys, kind of Luke, kind of
yeah, kind of like that Uncle Luke.
Uncle Luke's out. Okay, yeah.
And, a lot of jitting and you know, just the stuff like that. And I didn't really care or know too much about rap. And then I moved to Puerto Rico. I got snatched in like 4th grade. And so by the time I came back to Michigan, I still spoke English, but apparently like I had a bad accent. So my homeboys used to like he told me later, like, hey bro, you used to talk like Ricky Ricardo and shit. And I like, you know, like I feel like what you mean, bro? Like my friend, you want to play basketball? You know, like I was like,
oh my god,
yeah, because you don't think it like, because in your head you're still talking, you have your self talk, you know,
right.
But out loud when you start talking, like you're like, ooh, shit. So I grew up listening to like a lot of reggaeton and a lot of Spanish music, and then as soon as I hopped back in the city, then my homeboy had to like bring me up to speed. And like one of the first albums I got was It Was Written. So I had missed Illmatic. It was written.
Mm-hmm.
And then my big brother was always all about Tupac, like Brenda Had a Baby and all that shit. So
right,
it was like I'm from the Midwest, but I grew up listening to Pac and Nas.
Okay,
You know what I mean? Like that's my, and then a bunch of, like I said, a bunch of reggaeton. Like so that's like my blend. You know what I mean, of music. So it's hip hop, and it's some of that Caribbean and yeah, bro. So like I obviously Eminem. You know what I mean, but
yeah, Eminem, boy, he's like Detroit legend,
yeah,
big time.
But it's not even like that though. Like in the city, they don't be like fucking with Eminem like that. Like they do, but they don't. Like Detroit is its own beast. Like it's
okay.
art. You know, there's big artists like I Swear Vezo, and they kind of got their own following, and so there's like, you know what I mean, like mainstream and underground. Even in the city, there'll be mainstream and underground. So you kind of got to just get in where you fit in and find your own lane.
So was there like a specific artist in your childhood that you were like, you know what, I want to be like this artist, or a specific song that really was like, you know what, I want to be a rapper. I want to do what this person is doing, or I want to do something similar?
Yeah, a couple times. So the first time was it was Tupac, because like when I was like 6, I think I was like 6 years old. That's when I got on to Tupac. I was listening to Brenda Had a Baby, and like the video, his rap video used to come on TV. He was walking by the dumpster and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then when I was like, and I got a little older, and then, you know, puberty or testosterone started kicking in, and then I'm just pissed off about everything, and I'm just listening to Pac like, oh, he gets it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I always been drawn to like, you know, that revolutionary side. You know, I'm gonna show y'all my tattoos, but like I got Malcolm, I got Che up here. Sorry, I'm smacking the mic and shit, but I'm gonna make it for y'all. But so I always been drawn to that element. Like, you know, I don't even know why. Like, it's just something that's always spoke to me. And Pac was like just the ability to like put that pain that people feel like in your voice, or put it in song, you know what I'm saying? And that kind of fascinated me. And then when I heard Nas like do the same thing Pac was doing, but like in poetry form,
right?
You know what I'm saying? That got me. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that. And then I heard Eminem, and I was like, hold on, what the fuck did he just say? And I'm like, damn, you can rhyme that many words?
Yeah.
So now, like at a point, if you go listen to my catalog, like you'll see elements of all of them in there, where wordplay, this. And then on the Spanish side, or the Spanish speaking side, like from the Caribbeans, like I always like so I always like reggaeton, but when I was younger, it wasn't that big. Like they wouldn't, you know, like the reggaeton rappers weren't that big. They were famous in Puerto Rico, like Daddy Yankee, but they weren't like traveling, you know what I mean? Like they were just like putting out like mixtapes and stuff. So they would have these little cassettes I would go buy. But I remember my grandma was dying from cancer, and so I went back to Puerto Rico, and but I took my grandma so she can go see all her family, you know what I mean, because we didn't know how much time she had left. So I went with my grandma to Puerto Rico, and then I left my grandma with her family, and then I went back to where I grew up at. And I was like in the club, because in Puerto Rico, I think I was only like 16, and I was like getting fucked up at clubs and bars and stuff. I had a little mustache, but it wasn't even that thick, bro. Like, you know, it's just
they just didn't care.
Yeah, they just like,
age limits.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. So, you know, they're like, what do you want? And I'm like, Heineken. And then I heard Don Omar. It was a Pobre Diablo. It just came out.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is this? I was like, because I didn't like salsa and merengue, like, because I used to hear it so much. I was like, this shit's like, my grandma liked this shit. Like, I don't want to listen to that. But I mean, like now that I'm older, I love it. You know, I appreciate it, but I didn't when I was younger. And I heard Don Omar, I was like, and then I seen like the way he had braids. He was like gangster, but he was singing. I was like, oh, I fuck with this dude. Like he looked like me. Like he dressed like, okay, yeah. And then I was like, okay, so you know, so it kind of gave me like put me in a weird spot because you don't know like, okay, like what. It's kind of like that culture assimilation. Like, so am I like, okay, I'm gonna like put my headphones on and I'll be you know, in this mode, and then I come back outside and I'm this mode, you know what I'm saying? So it's like wearing different hats.
Right.
So like it makes it complicated, like when you're putting out music and stuff like that. Because I had a lot of people tell me like, hey bro, you got to pick a lane. You know, like you'll hear that, like you need a niche, like,
right.
Like, so like I watch your skits are dope as hell, by the way.
Oh
Thank you.
Yeah. Some of the best skits, y'all, for real. They're just dope.
So like the industry people I know will tell me like, hey bro, you know, your East Coast rap is fire. Like, just stick to that. But I'm like, the fuck you mean stick to that? Like, bro, I'm Caribbean, my guy. Like this, I'm gonna do this Spanish song, like for sure. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Okay, well, make it this way, or you know what I'm saying? And then so like your skits are dope, and then you had like real funny skits, and I'm sure you can do real personal ones. And then like, what if somebody told you, oh, Maricela, you can only do things that are funny,
right?
Because you know what I'm saying. So it's like that kind of thing. So that's why I love just being independent, because I just do what I want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just I'm doing all that shit, bro. So see, that's it, man. You know.
Heck yeah, you got any let's sound like you got some new projects. You got anything coming out really soon in the summertime probably? Yeah,
so I actually got something dropping on the 25th with my brother Dags. So that joint's called Ring the Alarm. It's going to be out April 25th. And then I just put out that like this song called Moonlight with my boy Flaco Nunez from the group in Cuba, Orishas. And that song's like a straight hip hop song, but it's like Spanglish, like going back and forth. Cause I don't know if y'all if you heard of like Orishas, but like they're really big. So he was in that group before. He's not in that group no more. But that's how I knew who he was. Okay, was from that group. And I like it because I can still do my hip hop thing, and old boy can rap just as good as me, but in Spanish. So it's always good to kind of like, you know, blend those together. And then I got a song I'm sitting on right now with Chris Rivers. You know who that is?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that, just for the people out there that don't know, that's Big Pun's son.
Yeah,
and he's a fucking beast. Oh my God, bro! He sounds just like his daddy, man. Rest in peace, Pun.
Wow.
Yeah, and as a Puerto Rican rapper, bro, you know, like Pun is like goated. You know what I mean? And not even as a Puerto Rican, don't matter. He's just goated. But for
the culture,
yeah, for the culture, bro, it's a dope thing, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, I have a lot of music, bro, and right now the focus is just putting out quality and promoting, and unfortunately, your social media is more important than the actual songs right now. That's where we're at. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like, yeah, like, you know, because I put out some crazy like bangers, like I said, that No Justice, No Peace. Like if you listen to that, you like, oh, this dude, like, you're not signed. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that like people need they need to see that you've been validated before they'll like listen to you and take you serious.
Right.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like so now like my shit is looking way better. I got my blue check. You know what I'm saying? So,
The blue check mark.
Yeah.
So
You're official.
Yeah,
You're official.
It don't mean shit, but when they come to my page and they look, oh, he's got 15,000 followers and he's got a blue check. Okay, I'll listen to him now.
Yeah.
But you know, like
A little closer.
yeah, when I was at like 8,000 followers, nah, you sus. You know what I'm saying?
You're not worthy.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's crazy because I can relate to that because with acting stuff, it's a lot of times you have to compete with people that have more followers than you. And unfortunately, it's not really the talent. It's more of like
who you know,
how many people are following you. And most of the time, the people with most followers are getting the roles because they're going to get more viewers to watch
because
the film or whatever it is.
Because they follow that actor.
Exactly.
Yeah. So my father, I don't know if I said it already, but my pops passed away. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Alush. You know, so my pops, like just like the stereotype, my dad was working at a gas station, and my pops worked like 6 days a week, and he loved working at the gas station though, because my pops was a freak. You know what I'm saying? So like when the little baddies come in, he's like, "Hey, you want me to pump the gas, huh?" You know what I'm saying? That was his thing. And so my pops was cool with everybody, man.
Yeah.
And for a while he was working in the suburbs in Michigan, and I was reading at the time. I was reading this music management book, and I was like, because I realized like, okay, I got to start getting booked for concerts. I need this, I need that, and I couldn't find a manager. So I'm like, well. When I was reading the book, one of the things the book said was like, well, if you can't find a manager, like ask for referrals. And I was like, well, I never thought about that. So I just started asking people like, hey, you know any music managers? Can you refer me to? I would ask everybody. And then I talked to my pops. Like I would usually talk to him like on the weekends, you know. So I was like, hey man, you know, I'm out here in Arizona. I'm trying to find a manager. He was like, a manager? What kind? And I'm like, for music. He's like, here to call this guy. I was like, what the fuck? What? and, yeah. So the dude he got me the number.
Yeah.
And the guy that he got me the number to was Eminem's lawyer. It was one of Eminem's lawyers.
Sick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like an entertainment lawyer. And so I was like, bet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and then the book said, you know, when you reach out, just say, hey, I was referred by XYZ, right?
Right.
So now, mind you, like if I say I was referred by Maricela, the famous actress, you know what I'm saying? Then it might be like, yo, okay, he's legit, right?
Yeah.
But then you call Eminem's lawyer and you say, I was referred by that old dude at the gas station. you know the one when you went to check out, he told you just take the Snickers.
Yeah,
that was my pops. You know what I'm saying? So basically, the dude, like that conversation went nowhere. So I called and I was like, you know, I was referred to you, and dude, he was like, well, how many records have you sold? That's what he asked me, and I was like, well,
wow.
I was like, well, you know, I got my first project out. He was like, yeah, you know, maybe like, you know, sell 1 million. This is what he told me. He said, like, sell 1 million records. And then, you know, you don't have to reach out. Like, we'll come find you.
Dang.
Yeah, like cutthroat, bro. Like, so like, you know, needless to say, like, I'm not a salty, you know, rapper. Like, but like, if you listen to my music and then go listen to like what's out there that's like mainstream.
Okay.
Oh, bro, I'm slapping them all day.
Yeah.
But the problem is, like I said, that's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Like if the artist has already built up the following and the music, that's what a label's gonna sign. Like they want to sign like they don't want to spend money trying to build you up and make you a star. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to take you like, you know, like ramen noodles. Like just put the water in, and the little pack, and then you just go.
Yeah.
Driving in your lane. Back on the road and I'm back on the path. Cooking it, cutting it, doing the math. Write it, record it, I'm back on the yes. Won't be my first and it won't be my last. Mama, can we move out the ghetto? And she promised me. Taught me how to steal, how to kill, trigger number.